And starting. All right, we're back. All right, guys. I appreciate you guys waiting. I apologize for the first video we put out. Apparently, we had some technical difficulties in my side, so I'm sorry about that. But again, we're gonna be talking about. You can't hear me still?
Yeah, I think that was your headset making
What
noise.
do you mean?
You went all robot, hardcore robot.
Really?
Yes.
I hope you can hear me now, man, because it's not
can
this
hear you.
again. All right. So with that being said, I apologize if there's any issues with the mic. Apparently does not want us to. You want to do a quick intro, Nick? Again.
Yes. It almost sounds like it's beeping you out now. It's hilarious.
Let me change the mic. Maybe I should use the mic in the computer.
Give it a run, buddy.
Yeah.
Can't hurt at this point.
Yeah.
Nick with Practically Tactical, YouTube channel, live show and podcast. Go to practicallytactical.com and I'm doing a giveaway of 400 easy to see targets and some RAND CLP. And we can't hear you.
I'm gonna go. So whatever. So I'm Tony from the Bushhunt channel, and I try to make videos, but I'm usually busy helping other channels, doing logos and thumbnails and editing this and that.
All right, Tony, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, all right. Thanks for your introduction, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, guys. So, like I said, I apologize if we have any issues. I don't know what's going on with the computer today and the microphone and all this stuff, so I'm not really sure. I'm going to be using the microphone that I got on the computer, but I'm going to keep this on just for pure looks. It looks nice.
Keep operator status.
Operator status, you cannot lose that. If you lose your operator status, you may lose subscribers.
That's right.
But anyways, a very serious case that happened today. If you guys are not aware, if you guys been following me for a while, you guys know I was in the military. I did a lot of work as a military police officer for a long time, so I went through a police academy and all that stuff. So when I see things like this, it's pretty disturbing to me because it gives a lot of the good cops out there a really bad name. And again, I don't do this chats or episodes or whatever to talk bad on police officer. There's a lot of good police officer, but when you see a guy doing this kind of things, it just make them look really, really bad. And unfortunately, in the last year, we have seen a lot of cases that we should not see. And the purpose of this video is just to bring some light to this type of cases. I heard a guy the other day talking about it, saying that, hey, all you guys do is talk and not really do anything. Well, just passing information is critical. People need to be informed so they can make the right decisions. So passing information is critical. So I welcome you guys to put comments. All 6 of you guys are watching, maybe minus 1, and let me know. But again, guys, we have a highway police officer from California. If you guys haven't watched the video, I'll put it in the description box. And pretty much what happened was, it was in camera, of course. What happened was that a lady was refusing to his orders or his commands. She didn't want to comply, and he followed this girl. At this point, the girl, tried to resist in some kind of way, and this guy just punched the heck out of her. And as a military police officer, I'm being trained to take down people and things like that. And this was pretty disturbing for me because at no point ever in my training ever seen something like this where this guy just went crazy on her. You guys saw the video. You guys want to put any input on this?
Bush, you go first.
Yeah, man, that stuff pisses me off, first of all. It seems like that's the case these days. More and more, these cops just flipping out, man. Like they're bringing a lot to work. I don't know if they're having problems at home, or that's the reason why they're a cop. I have no idea what it is, but Dude, I don't care what it is, but you never hit a woman. Period. And I'm sure they have tasers. They have a whole bunch of other stuff that they can do before wailing on somebody.
Yeah. Well, if you see the video, some kind of way she goes down. I don't think he takes it down, or they go down, and you can see her putting her hands up, and she's like covering her face, kind of like a boxer. You know, you're just covering your face, and this guy is just like punching like this. This is a pretty big guy. First of all, this is a big guy. This is not a little cop that weighs $110 and 5'2". I mean, this is a big boy. And this guy approximately hit her, according to the witness, about 10 to 11 times. He said he hit her 4 or 5 times more out of camera or something. So it was over 10 times. And this guy is just, you know, ultimate fighters. I mean, this guy is coming up and just coming down, hitting her in the face. And she's just covering herself. So
the other thing, they didn't suspend them. They still have to investigate everything, but
yeah, I mean, and I want to get to that point, but the thing that I want to talk about this is standard procedures. I mean,
well, hold on. I'll let me do this. Let me stop before I do that, because
yeah,
I agree that none of this, you know, that was above and beyond. But here's my issue with the video. Is I feel like we missed a lot beforehand, and that's the only thing that I don't want to jump to. Is like the article I read was they got a call about some woman wandering on the highway or interstate, whatever it was. It was very busy, you could tell, merging, and she was crossing lanes. And my issue there is we didn't get what happened before. You see the fight, and my only issue is jumping onto it. There could have been other things that have happened. She could have been running away. She could have been running through traffic, and this was finally the time that maybe he got to her and finally had to stop her. Now, I'm not saying that him jumping on her and beating her was the correct solution. I'm not saying that. But it's one of those things to where, you know, a major interstate pileup because of this woman on the interstate, how many people could have killed? That is my only thing that, and again, I'm not saying that happened at all, but I just have an issue of jumping fully on it. Because I don't know what all happened. But excluding that part, jumping on her and beating her, from what everything I saw, was not needed. That part was by far taken. You know, and I'm with Bush on he should have tased her in the face before punching her.
Yeah.
In the face. But you know, obviously that I would like to see other things. And here's something too in that video that what also threw me a little bit is. Another pedestrian from the other side came over and helped the police officer. And I would have hoped, had it been everything the video shows of him just being this total D-bag, is he wouldn't have helped like that. And so that's the only thing that really kind of makes me question is, did we get everything? And I'm not saying the guy that videotaped it is bad either. He just recorded what he saw from when he got there. Yeah. So, I don't know, that's the only issues I have. But yeah, no, punching her in the face like 15 times probably wasn't needed.
Yeah, the thing, and I'm just talking, you know, I'm basing myself in my experience. I can't talk about somebody else's experience. I'm gonna base myself in experience as a patrolman, as a gate sentry, you know, standing in an entry control point, then going into a patrolman. Yeah, standing at a gate, you know, a little entry control point. So. And I'm basing my opinion as a patrol supervisor, you know, having 10, 11 patrol units work for you and making decisions. So, I mean, I was not a come on, man. You're like cracking me out, man. I was, you know what I'm saying? I'm not a highway state trooper. But I tell you that in a lot of times, you will face situations where you're going to get extremely either upset or you're going to be in a bad mood because somebody straight up gaffing you off. Somebody straight up, you giving a command or you tell them something to do and that person straight up looked at you and said, you know what, I'm not going to do that. I've been in a situation where you tell an individual, especially drinking and driving, when you get a guy that is drunk and you tell the individual, I want you to get out of the car, I want you to do that, and that person will look at you and curse you out straight up. But as a trained professional, you have to be able to separate that. You cannot take that personally. I mean, if you take that personally, it comes down to this type of situation, and that's what I seen. What I see out of that video is that a lady, if you listen to the witness, I guess she was like running around the car, and he was running after her. And what I see out of that video, and of course I agree with you, Nick, is there's a lot more to come into the investigation. But what I see is him getting pissed off that this girl is running around a vehicle and making him look like an idiot in front of the highway. And he got pissed and just beat the heck out of her. And again, you as a police officer, you have to utilize your force. It is an escalation of force. There was no escalation of force. If something happened and a threat stopped, if a guy comes to you and punch you in your face, and then he stops, you're done. You know, that doesn't mean that, oh, I can punch him in the face because he punched me in the face. You're done. You're just gonna take your punch and carry on with your life. I mean, I'm being spit on, I'm being attacked, I'm being all this stuff. That doesn't mean that you're gonna fight back. I mean, if the threat stop, you stop. And sometimes you gotta walk away and be like, man, this girl punched me in the face, or this girl made me look like an idiot. But that doesn't mean I'm going to go there and beat up on the girl. And that's what I see in this situation. He got pissed and just beat up on this girl. I mean, when you got a suspect that is covering her face and you just hitting this suspect, come on, man. And like Tony said, this is a girl, man. You know what I'm saying? What kind of threat is she? This is a homeless. I think she was a homeless too. Girl. I don't see it, brother. I just don't see it.
Dude, it goes back to control, man, because it's the same control that we have as, concealed carry holders. Like, we have to have the control to not pull out that weapon unless we see a weapon or it's a real big threat that we have to pull out the weapon. But just because somebody pushes us doesn't mean we got to pull out the gun.
Yeah, but look, I see something here in Albatross is saying she didn't have any injuries. Here's the point. Here's the point to this.
And the guy's
we see in this case. I'm surprised. If you see the video, I'm surprised she doesn't have a busted lip or something.
But it probably doesn't look like she has. I'm sure she's bruised up, but you can't see.
Oh
it.
yeah, she has to be.
Yeah, I'm just saying, man. This is a person that is. This is a person that she probably didn't sustain any major injuries out of that. But we seeing this thing all over the country. I mean, what was it, a few months ago? Those cops killed a homeless guy for no reason. Yeah. Now they have a guy from the Justice Department that kind of went down. They finally realized that they did commit murder and they did make a mistake. So now they have an individual from the Justice Department supervising the entire police department because they cannot do it. And again, guys, this is not a video to vouch in cops. Cops do a great job. I was a cop. I was a military police officer for a long time. Cops do a good job. But when we see things like this, we can't let it go. This kind of mistakes cannot happen. Yep. This is why they spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in training for them to learn the job. So when you see a mistake like this guy should be fired, and he should be charged with assault because he assaulted a person. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I take out of that.
Well, I would say the big issue nowadays is, and this is twofold, is the police and then citizens seem to put police on a higher level than citizens, which is not true at all. Just because you're a police officer does not mean you're above an everyday citizen. That's number one. And two, people need to treat them as everyday citizens because police officers are supposed to do what? Protect and serve citizens. It doesn't say rule and boss around citizens, protect and serve. And so people need to start getting this idea in the head that just because they have a badge does not make them a superior type of person or above the ladder of them. And that's what really people need to start understanding. Now, that does not mean that they serve you and you should call 911 when you don't get chicken nuggets at a McDonald's.
Yep.
That's not the point of it. It's protect and serve.
I'm gonna add up to that, Nick, because that's a great point. As a supervisor, one of the things that we used to tell, and this is just not me, this is coming from my chain of command. So maybe we had a good command, and maybe that is the issue, the command. There's no good command, no good leadership. But one of the things that we used to say was like, look, man, if you're patrolling around and there's a car with a flat tire, get out. Put your lights on, get out, walk to the car and assist. Help the lady change the tire or help the guy. Hey, man, you need any help? do good things for the community. And you make a good point. I was maybe 3 weeks to a month ago. I walked inside. Of a gas station, and it was 3 cops there drinking coffee, and they like stared me, like they looked at me down, like they went up and down. I don't know if they can notice I had an M&P shield, conceal. Maybe probably didn't have any idea, but they like staring me down, and that's exactly what you're saying. There has to be like a polite thing. Like we used to tell, hey, say good morning. Hey, good morning, guys. How are you? That's how you collect, and that's critical because that's how you collect intelligence. That's how you collect information. If you don't gain the public's trust, you're never gonna collect any information. You know what I'm saying? That's a critical aspect of the job. And you made a good point. They just stare you down, and a lot of them do it, and that needs to stop. They serve and protect, just like you said, so that you serve us. Like if we walk inside a place, just you say, hey guy, how you doing, man? Anything going on? Anything that I can do for you? Because that's what they're there for. But instead, people are scared to talk to them because I don't want to talk to that guy. I don't know what he's gonna do to me. You know what I'm saying?
So you didn't say what's up, crackers, to the police officers?
No, man. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, it's crazy. So,
no, but dude, like a lot of them are there just to pick up a check. They're not in it because that's what they wanted to be all their life. Like nowadays, you just see them because they couldn't find anything else.
That's a very good point. That's extremely good point. But again, I think it goes back to the literature, man. Who's supervising these people and who's holding these people accountable for their actions? If we don't hold this guy accountable for his action, if we don't go, you know what, buddy, you did something wrong, you're gonna get fired, and you're gonna get charges against you, and you're gonna get probation or whatever you get for committing that type of crime in that state, 30 days in jail, whatever it is. The next guy is not gonna say, oh man, I better not do that. You know what I'm saying? Because they're gonna hook me up. But if you let him go, the next guy goes like, I don't care. I'm going to do whatever I want. Nothing's going to happen to me. And that's the problem.
No, and going exactly off of that is, nowadays, how hard is it for a police officer to get fired? I mean, you got all these rules and regulations and union reps. You get all these different ways. And that's and not just police officers, but when you look at a huge way of our society is, how often are people held responsible for things? Look at politicians. Look at politicians had to live the same laws that they pass.
This is not about
no one's held accountable anymore.
You're right, and it makes a good point because you're talking about money. Also, the money that the station, the company, that police station already spent it on this guy. I mean, maybe this guy is an instructor on something, and they need him to train people. And in order for them to become an instructor, the station spend $10,000. Oh, this guy already has qualifications to drive a patrol car. What people don't know is that there's so many qualifications that these guys have to get, and if they don't get the qualifications or the certifications, they cannot do the job. So now the police department spend thousands of dollars on this guy's training, and they just cannot afford it because they don't have money to spend for Tony's training so he could replace him. And that happens. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I'm not a cop, and I don't claim to be a cop.
You're a designer,
dude. You just said Tony's training.
I just use you as an example, dude. I see that.
I forgot what I was gonna say.
Oh man.
Oh man.
Yeah. Okay, but hey, I appreciate everybody that's watching. I really appreciate the support. But go ahead, Tony. You have something to say?
Yeah, I just blanked out, man. I forgot what I was gonna say.
Yeah, but I mean, to go back into this, Nick got a good point. This thing shouldn't happen. I mean, there should be some type of supervision where this guys get accountable for it, and I want to see what's going to happen with him. Because, like I said, if she did something wrong, if she told the guy, you know what, man, whatever you go away, I'm not going to do what I tell you to do. If she punched him in the face, which she didn't, but let's say she punched him or attack him, he should have brought her down. he should have restrained her and put her in handcuff. And that's not what we saw. We didn't saw him restraining this lady. We saw him beating the heck out of her. So, you know what I'm saying? That is the problem. So I don't really care what happened after the fact or before the fact, because what we saw was not okay, and we're seeing that more and more and more and more, and it shouldn't, you know?
No, I think that really goes back to the same point of, you know, they're not better than citizens. It's just hands down, and that's, we need to not, and again too, it's more of a public people. We need to stop holding celebrities to above us. We need to stop holding police. We need to stop holding politicians. We need to stop holding, you know, what does Kim Kardashian do? I don't even know what she does, and for some reason she's popular.
I asked my wife that the other day, a while ago. I was like, what did she do? I don't even know who this little girl is.
I don't even know. As far as I know, she dates a rapper. I don't know. But we need to stop holding these people to such high level that they're better than other people, and it's absolutely not true at all.
Yeah.
And again, it's more of a culture problem.
Yeah, it is. You're absolutely right, man. We don't hold people accountable for it, and this is what happened, and it is who you know and what they can do for you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and this is in California. This is something else that like it hits me. This is a place where you cannot carry a gun because they're pretty much a communist state. But not only you cannot carry a gun, but you also don't trust the police officers, because look what a highway state trooper did to you. I mean, it kills me, man. This is a lady, dude. I don't care if she's a homeless or not. This is an older lady, man. We just don't do that to an older lady, man. I don't know if that make any sense.
Yeah.
So
no, it does.
It's just crazy. Just crazy. Let me see what all the points I put in here. Hey, guys, what's up?
But yeah, going back to the thing, you know, cops, man, like it's not like back in the days, man, like where they would help you out, like if you were stuck on the side of the street or something like that. Now it's like, you know, they'll be on their phones passing by, not even helping somebody, asking if they need help or if they can call somebody. They just expect you're gonna be okay, and I guess if anything.
Well, here's kind of going off this is kind of off a different point. Like when we had Rob Pincus on the show, he was talking about kind of realistic training. He said, you know, he kind of puts this out on all the shows he goes on to is, you know, show me a police officer footage, because nowadays it's everywhere. People have cell phones. You know, police are wearing cameras that they wear on their chest to record stuff. They have cameras in cars. You know, he's saying now the training, we see all these fights that happen, and it's never like we practice. And I think this goes the same way of really, this is poor training of police officers, because now they see what happens every day with police officers. They see what kind of training needs to be done. They can hear every word that's being said. They see every single action. So for it to get to that point, for that to happen, I would show probably, I would say that shows off of, you know, chain of command that their training is absolutely poor. Because this is the first time a person like this has acted like this. It's not the first time a person has, you know, spit racial slurs to police officers. It's not the first time that we've seen this stuff, and we have it on footage. So why isn't there training based off of real life situations like this?
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right, man. Yeah, that's why when I see people just shooting in the bench, the Remington 700 with $1,000 scope and just hitting the target at 300 yards, and they think that's training, I laugh. That's not training. This is realistic training. This is the what-if scenario, and this is something that I did in combat a lot, and this is something that you could do. I mean, definitely not combat in the way that I use it, but now you could be walking around with your wife, and you could say, look, what about if this happened? What do you do? The what-if game. That what-if game, man, is extremely effective because it gets you to start thinking, you know. Just like you said, what if just like it happened, what if you're walking around and you see a girl getting beat up by a cop? What do? You know, and that kind of drive me into this question that Save America's Liberty asked. He's asking, you think you should shoot a cop if you see him doing an unlawful arrest? I don't think so. I mean, it's not to that extreme. I don't think you should. I think before we talk about shooting, you need to realize one thing, that deadly force has to be somebody has to be causing you or about to cause you deadly force. And a lot of guys get into this because I've seen this in YouTube a lot. A lot of guys go like, oh, well, I shoot this guy and that's it. And that's why you see guys in jail all the time. In order to see, I'm not saying in order, but let me see how I say this. For you to be able to shoot somebody, you have to be afraid for your life. There should not be any doubt that that person would do some type of damage to you. And in this scenario, just getting punched in the face, I don't see that as a deadly force. I see that as more as the guy assaulted the lady, the guy neglection of duty and all that stuff. He should be fired. He should get charged with assault and carry on. But yeah, I don't see somebody shooting a cop because he's punching somebody in the face. I mean, you know how many cops will be dead if that would be the case. But to add up to that too, and I say this in a lot of my videos, 3 things that you should have when it comes down to deadly force. One is capability, meaning that that person has the capability to do damage, to do deadly force or serious bodily harm to you. The other one is intent, meaning that that person actually wants to do it. Just because you have a gun doesn't mean you have deadly force is present. You have to have the intent of wanting to shoot a person. And the last one is opportunity, meaning that you could actually do it. If you got a knife and you're like 100 yards away from me, you don't have anything because he cannot do something to you. And that's why you see a lot of guys in jail. A knife at 100 yards, the guy cannot do anything to you. If you have if the guy has a pistol, but the guy is a mile away, you know you can't shoot it with your Remington 700 because there's no opportunity. The guy cannot commit the crime. So if you base yourself on those 3 aspects: capability, opportunity, and intent, you be pretty okay. And again, you have to be scared for your life. I hate to hear people here on YouTube always say, "Oh, I shoot that guy." Okay, shoot that guy. You're gonna go to jail, buddy. So.
Yeah, you're gonna go to jail and receive a great amount of beatings.
Well, and that takes into another account too, is you also have to weigh your legal options nowadays. Unfortunately, being right doesn't necessarily mean being right, and it's not going to cost you anything.
Dude, great point, dude.
And whether it be you see a cop doing whatever, or you're defending yourself or a situation, you know, there can be costs involved with that too. And it's unfortunate that you have to weigh the legal risks in trying to do something that's right. But it's something nowadays you have to take into account.
Yeah, no, you're right, man. And you're so right about this. A lot of people say, well, if this happened, I'm going to go and get a lawyer. Well, you're absolutely right, brother. Go and get a lawyer. Just remember that the retention fee will probably be $2,000, and then your court fees will probably be $400, and then the system is so crowded that you're probably going to have to wait 6 months to a year to go to court. So, I mean, it's just a fact of the matter. That's how the system is. We can't do nothing about it. So, okay, so. Okay, so yeah, man, you made a good point, brother. The legal system is extremely broken, and something has to be done to fix that. You know, one thing that I like to see, I wanted to see that cop history. I want to know if you ever had any issues, because the guy with that so much anger, he probably has some issues in the past. You know what I'm saying?
Probably been some complaints filed or something.
Yeah, so I mean, we just can't let it go, and that's one of the points on the videos. Like, people got to be informed. People got to know what's going on, so they can make educated decisions. And it's just things like that shouldn't happen, man. It should not happen. I'm to tell you, as a former military police officer, I get embarrassed when I see things like that, man. Because there is, and I don't care what you guys say out there is good cops out there. There's good police officers. There's guys that work like crazy, 12 hours to 16 hours, and they do a great job. I met a bunch of great police officers. So when we put them all in the same category, it's not really fair for those guys.
No, it's not, but that's like everything, man. Just like these guys, you know, with the open carry over there in Texas, there's always a bad bunch in everything.
Mm-hmm.
And it sucks, but that's life.
Yeah. Yeah, but I like what Nick said about professional and all that stuff, and it goes back to the supervisors. Like, where are the supervisors? This guy should be regulating this kind of things. This guy should be passing their intent. This is what I want you to do. I want you to. If you have to tell him, look, I want you to say hi to people. I want you to go out there, walk around, and help people. Help an old lady cross the street or something. I want you to talk to people. I want you to be nice. I want you to smile when you talk to people. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that if you find some drunk with narcotics and wants to fight you, you have to be like, oh, sir, can I? With a smile. I mean, there's a point. You know what I'm saying? There's a point to do things, but a good rule is you ask, you tell them, and then you make them. So, you know, sir, can you get out of the car, please? You just ask. Then you tell them, and then ultimately you make him if he does not want to comply and he's violating a law. But that thing right there, and we talked about this cops looking like operators. That's just crazy, man. You got some freaking operators out there, like flat jacket and like cool AR looking, and like all this thing responding to a homeless in a little mountain or something. You know, like, man, you respond like that to a situation. Like, I hope you don't come to my house and knock on my door. So, it's crazy.
Oh, this just everything we're talking about reminds me of a meme I post the internal of. You see cops like beating the crap out of people, and they're just like, "We're here to serve and protect the crap out of you." Like, that's exactly what I feel this situation is.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Here's a good point. And again, Save America says, I guess you guys have never had a bad cop beat on you. No, I have not. But again, we can't put them in the same category, because if we're going to play that game, we want to talk about Marines, because I met Marines that kill people. You know, there's Marines in jail that have killed people. So are we going to say our troops, talk about our troops? You know, the same thing happens in the Army. Just what do you say? Tony just said it. There's people that kill people. So are we going to talk about them then? I mean, when we put people in the same category, I don't think it's fair, because I met good police officers in the Marine Corps that you know, saved life in Afghanistan. I met guys that did crazy things. You know, Purple Heart recipients. You know, Bronze Star recipients with Combat V, and work as police officers. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I had this guy that I saw his what he did. I actually saw it in the History Channel or the Military Channel. Later comes to find out, man, that this guy worked in my platoon. Never even realized it. He never talked about it. And I'm listening to the Military Channel or the History Channel. I can't remember what it is. And this guy went out on a patrol. Three or four guys got killed. The last guy was a staff sergeant, got shot on the chest, and the other guy ran back. Like, this guy ran in Afghanistan to go and get help. I mean, typically you think about the military, you call on the radio or something. No, this guy ran to the base to go and look for help. And this guy that was probably a buck, maybe 120 pounds, 5'2", 5'3", stayed back and fought like a whole ambush of Taliban. I mean, probably like 15, 20 guys, to the point that the staff sergeant was reloading his gun, shot on the chest. Just keep that in mind. This guy got shot in the chest, and he's reloading the M4 and the M9 service pistol as this sergeant, who was a Lance Corporal E3, is engaging the enemy. At one point, the guys get so close that he had to throw a grenade on right in front of him. You know what I'm saying? To kill. It was getting overran. So again, you know, he actually got a Bronze Star with a Combat V. He got meritoriously promoted to the rank of corporal, working my platoon as a police officer. And I never knew that until I saw it on TV. So are we gonna put him in the same category? We just can't do that. And if we're gonna do that, we could just, you know, like Tony said, we just could call anybody a douche, because we all have like issues. You know, I could talk about it. You know, we all made mistakes. I don't know if that make any sense. I went into a rant. So.
No, I mean, here's the thing is, you know, whatever percentage you want to say, 99% of police, people in general, you know, Army, Marines, whatever, are all good people. It just, we're talking about a very few. However, the reason we're talking about this is there have been more of these issues coming about, which again I think that's probably more of there's just greater technology around. Not this stuff has been going on. It's just now we are finally capturing it. So I don't necessarily know if there's more or not, but we're definitely getting more of these instances on recorded. So yeah, and that's why we're talking about it. It could be more. I don't know. But there's just a greater availability of technology to where more of this information is getting out, which is good. Information is good. Knowledge is good.
Mm-hmm. No, you're right, bro. And I just don't like putting everybody in the same category. It happened. I give you an example. So maybe a week ago, 2 weeks ago, I was called a terrorist. Like somebody called me a terrorist, and it was funny, man. Maybe because I'm growing my tactical beard, because I want to be a true operator here. I heard if you grow a beard, you get more subscribers.
Oh yeah, it works.
That's what I just started doing.
My next step is going to go and pull my camis that I actually earn in the Marine Corps. Like some people wear camis and don't earn. So I actually pull my camis and go and get my. I only got the bottom of the AR-15 because I haven't put by the upper yet. Maybe I'll hold the bottom and do my video out there. But
wear your medals when you make your video.
Oh yeah, I got a bunch of those.
Glue them to your beard so you can have like a metal beard. How awesome would that be?
Yeah, a metal beard. I got enough of that. But again, so somebody called me a terrorist because according to him, I have killed over 1 million people. And to tell you the truth, man, I've been trying to think about this, but I don't remember killing 1 million people yet.
You've been busy, man.
Yeah, I've been busy. But what I'm trying to make out of this is like, again, don't put people in the same category. There's good people out there and there's bad people, man. We always gonna see bad people. Like I said, I love being a Marine. I love being a retired Marine, and I freaking love being a staff sergeant, man. Being a staff sergeant was awesome, but I can tell you that I met some Marines that made mistakes, and some of the mistakes were pretty severe. And a lot of times you see that in the news. U.S. Marine did this. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing with the cops. Cops did this. What we need to do is identify these cops and get rid of them. And that's it. Because there's good cops out there. So that's why I love doing this kind of video sometimes, man, because you get into some dilemmas when you do this kind of videos. But
I think that goes back to like I don't know if it's a money thing. If there was more money in to pay the guys and put harder restrictions on it, hopefully that would clean it up. But is it the state's fault? Who's to blame there?
What do you think, Nick? And Nick like gun?
Well, I don't know. I'd say it's nothing ever simple, and that's nowadays. Oh boy. What would make this better? Well, here's the thing: is guess what? There's always going to be bad people. They'll be in the military. They'll be politicians. They'll be police officers. They'll be normal people.
Right.
But be bad people.
The thing that there's too many issues like these days. Like the other one the last one that happened, the guy shooting the dog. The dog was like far away from the guy, from the cop.
And that's the thing, man. That's why, because there's no consequences to the actions. Has to be consequences. Because if you know that if you shoot a dog, you will probably lose 2 months of pay, and you will get a negative paperwork that will reflect for promotion, I guarantee you that you will find another way to deal with the situation. And like I said, I always think about SWAT, that movie SWAT, 10 years ago, whatever. I'm getting old already. But if you remember in the movie, because everybody saw the movie, when the guy shot the girl through the shoulder and hit the guy in the back, remember that part?
No, but go ahead anyways.
Okay, anyways. The guy shoots his rifle, goes through the girl's shoulder, and hit the guy in the back. The bad guy was holding the girl hostage. So when they go and see the lieutenant says SWAT team means, special weapons and tactics, whatever. You should have found a different way. And that's exactly what I mean. These guys are highly trained. They do training, police academy, annual certifications and all that. that they're not a basic civilian. There should be different courses of action. If this happened, this is how I'm going to react. Not straight up, oh, I shoot the dog and that's it. Like, it seems that that is the only course of action. There's no other courses of action other than I shoot the dog.
They train them hard in the beginning, and then like after that, it's like it's optional. It looks like, but they don't train every day, like, or every week to, like, you know, have better aim or something.
No, they do, but they do have some type of training program that they have to follow. I mean, I hope so. If they don't, that's it. If they don't,
Dude,
that is the
a lot of
extra
these
right
cops, man, they don't got good aim.
No. Look at New York PD for that. No, I mean, most cops only have to qualify either once or twice a year, generally.
Yeah. And
Once or twice. That's it.
no,
Yeah,
you're
either.
totally right, bro.
But no, I mean, it really does come back to what he's talking about is the accountability aspect. You know, let's say, you know, a cop shoots the dog. Who gets held financially responsible for that? The city does. And where does the city get their money from? The taxpayers. So you know what? Maybe here's what you do, and this would apply in a lot of different things. Is you base people's pay off of performance. So, for example, if a cop does, you know, X, whatever, Y, whatever, okay, it's good. But then you're also going to hold them financially responsible for bad things. And I'd say that might be a little bit of a step in the right direction, based off the fact of if you have your own skin in the game becomes a little bit different. That's just the way it is. Right. So that might be one step of you don't just have this free-for-all power and no accountability and no responsibility for your actions. I mean, look at the Army, or I can't remember, Army or Marines combat tour vets that walked into D.C. accidentally with empty shells and is now in prison. And these same type of cops that can kill a dog or do whatever, well, don't ever have to even worry about ever going to jail, or let alone lose their job or pay or benefits. And this is the type of problems that we have in this country. We have people that are passing laws for everybody else to follow but themselves, and there's no accountability held for anybody.
Yeah, like kind of like don't carry guns, but I'm gonna have security that has like all kind of different fully automatic guns around.
Yep.
Yeah, I know exactly. You shouldn't have guns, but my kids go to a school that is protected by the Secret Service. Yeah, yep. I mean, if you have Secret Service protecting my kids, I'll be okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but people are hypocrites, man. But yeah, bro, you're absolutely right, man. Good points. Good points. I just don't like it, man. I don't think this thing should happen, and I think people have to be accountable for it. And that's something. Maybe that's something that the place that I was in the Marine Corps did pretty well, man. The boss will hold you accountable for it. If you made a mistake, you were gonna pay for it, and we understood that. I had a guy that used to tell me many years ago there was two types of mistake. The one that you make with your heart and one that you make with your mind. And I can't remember exactly which one was with right now, but pretty much the point was there's some mistakes that you make because you want to, and there's some other mistakes that you make and you really didn't intend to do that, but it happened. Nothing you could have done about it. And this kind of situation, that's a mistake that he made that he had control over. He lost control of the situation and he beat the heck out of the girl. And because of that, there should be repercussions. And it's probably not going to be any repercussions. And that's why we're going to see departments like New Mexico that is like over 17 murder in that place. And if you watch any of the videos, I think it was the DA. She came in one of the videos. She was like, well, I just believe what they told me. So you have the DA saying, I believe what the police told me. Well, if your job is to do an investigation, you gotta listen to both sides, man. You can't base your decision just on one side. It doesn't even have to be the police or the bad guys or the good guys. You have to listen to all the different witnesses and come out with a result. That's an investigation. If you just saying the same thing that this guy told you, that's not an investigation. You're just repeating what this guy told you. And that's why now we have a Justice Department representative in that place leading the police department. So it's just crazy, man. Stone Guy 223 is in the house. He got invited to this, but I would have loved to hear his intake on this. So But anyways, man, anything you guys got here that you guys want us to talk about? Anything you guys have? Because now we're gonna be wrapping this up. Nick, you got anything you want to say? Any final thing? I'm gonna shut up for a while, man. I get to talk too much.
No, it's fine. I'll tell you, I have an epic month on the show. Monday we have retired Navy SEAL and owner of Trident Fitness Tactical, Rich Graham. The following week after that, we have.
Anyway,
Steve
can I say
Fisher.
something about that?
Huh?
I dig it, dude. If you guys have not checked out that guy's channel, I dig his channel.
He is Von Helmet on YouTube. That's his YouTube name.
Yeah, you saw that video that he's like swimming with a dog and then like rappelling down a bridge or something.
Yeah, he does insane stuff. He does a lot of canine stuff.
Yeah.
And he does a lot of fundraising for veterans at
What's his name?
Von Helmet. VON HELMET.
Yeah. He got a video that he's rappelling down, and like in the middle of the hill is like rappelling down. He stops, and then he's like does like this crazy flips, and he's starting to engage a target. But like hanging from his body is like the canine dog, and you just see the canine just like going crazy, man. And as soon as he touches the floor, the canine takes off. I mean, it's
that was Battle Frog or something Frog. That was actually a fundraiser. That was a fundraiser for veterans. He does a lot of fundraising for veterans that are having, depression issues and stuff. Super awesome guy, Rich Graham. So he'll be on the show. And then the following week we have Steve Fisher, Sentinel Concepts, formerly of Magpul Dynamics. So he'll be on the show. And then the following day, recording another show with, we finally getting Mike Lamb. He's supposed to be on the show. We had computer issues. Mike Lamb from Stoic Ventures, Army Special Forces. Dude's like the most ripped dude you've ever seen. So we have that all on slate for July. So
you haven't seen me, so
yeah. Keep your shirt on, buddy. Keep your shirt on. But no, that's what we got coming up for the shows this week, and then I'll be taking vacation this month, hopefully, and yeah.
Nice. What about you, Tony? What do you got going on? Anything?
The same old stuff, man. Working for all the other YouTubers.
Well, I like the bush hunt logo that you have on the left. If you could make me mine on the right, let me know so I could put it in my videos. I just say.
You got it.
Yeah. I'm gonna call you out here in this. So.
Dude, I just read Albatross's his comment wrong. He puts you rock as a YouTuber and what you do for these other channels. I read it. What do you do for these other channels?
And you replied to that?
I replied to that. and then like it made sense now because at the end he put I'm out. I'm like, this guy's asking a question, then he leaves. I need sleep. I need more sleep.
Yeah. That's awesome, dude. All right. So you got anything you want to pass?
No, I'm good.
Not really. All right, guys. So I definitely appreciate you guys watching. We've got a bunch of guys here. I appreciate you guys' comments. I appreciate you guys' support. Finally, we got one dislike, so that means that it's time to go down.
Wait, I do have one thing. If we have like maybe like 5 minutes for it or 10 minutes.
Yeah, sure. Go.
Have you seen that thing with this young girl with the hunting thing?
Oh yes.
What's your take on that? Because a lot of people seem confused about it.
My thing is, number one, it was legal. That's the way it is. Number two, the amount of money she paid to do that, because it's legal, probably is a absorbent amount of money for where that happened.
What is it again?
She is actually a cheerleader for Texas Tech University, or a university in Texas. I think it's Texas Tech. She is a trophy hunter. So she had a Facebook page that wasn't like locked, like anybody from public could go on and view. And so on there she had trophy kills. So she had killed like a lion and a rhino and I don't know, whatever else on there from obviously. I don't know if it was in Africa or if it was a. There are trophy hunting stuff of that type in the United States.
Right,
so I
but
don't
you
know,
have to go out there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what it is, and let's be honest, it's more money than probably all of us have.
Oh, yeah.
So, but for me, I'm not into trophy hunting, but for me, it's legal. She paid the money to do it. I can
Here's the thing with a lot of trophy hunts, a lot of the meat goes to like the nearby tribes and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm looking at. I'm like, hey, it's cool. She's feeding all these other people.
Not only that, though, some of those, I think it was, a few months ago, the thing with the rhino in Africa or something. They're saying that if that right, I guess it's only like 20 something of them or something. It was so old that if he actually got killed, it would help out the other ones because he was old and grumpy, so he would kill the young ones. So in a way, killing that animal, it was beneficial to the tribe or to the group or animal. So I mean, there's different choices. Some people would think, hey, sure, well, they're just killing it. Not really. If you kill it and it's going to beneficial to all the animals, maybe a good idea. I don't know. So.
Yeah, Save America's Liberty. He's saying it's 20,000 plus for one of those hunts.
Yeah, that's
And
a decent amount.
dude, it helps them, man. He's saying right there, it helps them in many ways with the money and food.
Yeah.
I'm all for it, man.
Same.
All these people are trying to bring her down. It's like, dude, at least she's not behind some computer playing games all day.
Yeah.
She's out there, man.
JY just put in chat that the meat was donated to local tribes. So she just gave $20,000 to an influx in that area, which either goes to locals or part of that does, but more importantly, it probably goes to the whatever their fish and game is called, whatever that is. So
Right.
more likely that's an absolute ton of money for that area. And I'm guessing here, but I'm guessing that it helps way, way more than it hurts anything.
Yeah. You know what it is, man? It's people making decisions without knowing all the information. Like, there's a bunch of guys out there that straight up just, I wouldn't say,
But yeah,
educated or something.
I
Like,
know
get all
that
the facts before you make decisions.
they'll read one link or whatever, and that's it.
Yeah, like here I am with my phone, Facebook, killing a rhino. Oh gosh, I don't like that. Let me put dislike and let me talk bad about it. And you didn't even read 2 sentences. Like, you don't know anything. Like educate yourself before you put your name on it and make a decision and at least speak some kind of intelligent or something.
Well,
you know
and
what I'm saying?
here's something to show the actual stupidity of people is, I can't remember what apparel company it was, American Eagle or whoever. They took remember the Challenger explosion? You remember that, the space shuttle exploding on takeoff after takeoff exploded?
Yep.
There's a picture that has like the smoke or whatever going up and then the explosion. That company put that out on their Twitter saying Happy 4th of July because they thought it was fireworks. People do no research, and companies, they do no research. They don't look into anything. And this company just used the Challenger explosion and they tweet out, hey, happy Independence Day. People just don't look at anything. They Google search one thing, the first thing that comes up, they click it, they look at it, and that's the story.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why your first 20 seconds of YouTube video are critical.
That's why, obviously, everybody has to go to JH6 and get all the information from him because he's right 100% of the time.
He does his research.
That's what I'm saying.
He's a colonel, for God's sakes, a colonel.
Where is it at? Okay, right here.
From Kentucky.
Man, that was just awesome. I appreciate the guys that, just awesome. So, anyways, you got anything else, Tony? Because I don't want to start doing my outro and then you stop me in the middle.
I apologize for that. But no, that's it.
What about you, Nick?
I already gave you all my stuff, so.
Oh, yeah. So I'm actually very excited about him coming down. I want to watch it. I mean, again, I talked about this today. I think there's a lot of good channels here on YouTube, and there's channels that don't know anything. So you have to do the research, and you have to pick which one you want to listen to. But there is some good channels that put a lot of good information. And if you don't have the money to train, because let's face it, man, some of those companies are charging a ridiculous amount of money to go training. I mean, you got classes for like $400, and then you have to bring 1,000 rounds. I mean, 1,000 rounds is like $300-400 already, and then you want me to pay $400 to $500 for a class?
That's ridiculous, man. You can just watch YouTube videos.
That's exactly what I'm saying, man. I was looking at a school in Daytona Beach. Daytona Beach? Yeah, I think so. And the class was like close to $500, man. And I mean, no doubt there's good information you should take. Formal training cannot replace anything. You want to have an instructor teaching you how to do something.
Of course.
But for $500 and then 1,000 rounds, and then if you're traveling, I mean, I would estimate about $1,200 probably to take a class, man, in one of those places. Between rounds, hotel, food, whatever. Maybe you have to give a tip or something. I don't know. Thank you for letting me shoot in the range here, 20%. So, so yeah. My point with this, Nick, was that if you go to his channel, you could learn a lot of things. So when you're doing channel hunting, pick some of those guys that have combat experience, man. Not to say that all the guys that combat experience are good, but Navy SEALs are like the top of the top of the top in the food chain out there. So I would listen to him if he has something to say because he has the background. You know what I'm saying? That's just my take on it. Not saying that some other guys know the stuff and they do good training as well, but I don't know. I see Navy SEALs as a little bit better in my eyes. So let's go for yeah, you're right. Anybody got anything to say? You just guys gonna leave me hanging?
I'm good to go. We've said everything, buddy.
Okay. Yeah.
You're right, Jared. Yeah, YouTube operators are the way to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So I appreciate you guys watching. Thanks so much for the support. If you haven't subscribed to Bush Hunt and Nick, the description, the channel links, things are in the description box. Go and check it out. Check out that video from CNN. Just keep in mind CNN. And you guys can see the video what we talked about what we talked about today. If you haven't checked out the new website, JH6Compound.com, go and check them out or go and check it out. I've been doing a lot of work in that website, and it took me like 2 weeks to learn how to build a website. It probably would take Nick like 2 hours, but it took me like 2 weeks.
Did you watch some website operator YouTube channels?
Oh man, I watched like 3 to 4 days of YouTube videos on that, and it was so boring, man. But I got it done. I'm gonna be putting a lot of information there, and I don't really know what's gonna be the direction of the website yet. I put it on, and I've been building it little by little. So go ahead and check it out. If you guys got any questions or any suggestions, let me know. Send me a PM or whatever. I definitely appreciate the support, and like I always said, God is in control.